Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palettes. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn Liu, Seth Geis, and from the Bastani Studio, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
I'm doing all right.
Doing well. Aaron, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. All right, today we are talking about the AJ Fernandez Enclave by Eladio Diaz Robusto. Cigar is actually more of a Robusto Extra 5.5 inch by 54. Comes out of the Tabacalera Diaz Cabrera factory in the Dominican Republic. Wrapper's Corojo 99. Binder is from Ecuador, and the filler is from the Dominican Republic. It is blended by Eladio Diaz. Price point is $9, and the cigar was released in February of 2025. So, with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
So I don't think I think this is a lie. I don't think AJ allowed Eladio to blend the cigar. I think he said to Eladio, "Go to my aging room and go pick a sample that's already made." And Eladio said, "Yes, sir, because I like my name on your stuff." And he picked something that's already created by AJ. Um, I think this tastes straight down the middle, like what AJ typically does. This is as like AJ as you could get, in the sense of
Wow.
like very AJ classic, like earthiness, like it's dirt, it's soil, it's gritty. Um, it's balanced by pepper and some kind of like, roasted sweetness to it. I don't get Eladio. I mean, when I say Eladio, I when I think Eladio Diaz, I think about like some of the stuff that he did at Davidoff, right? And I think about that, not necessarily obviously using Davidoff tobacco, but like stuff that is very balanced, nuanced, complex, right? Like I didn't find any of that within this profile. Um, it is pretty cheap. What's with these cheap cigars lately? That's great. Stop coming out with these fucking $50 bullshits, people. Go back to this. But yeah, but if you're an AJ fan, this is a great banger of a price. It's a nice looking cigar, cheap cigar, and you're gonna love this. So these will probably sell really well. It's just not for me.
All right, Seth, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I thought the cigar opened up with some like cedar and hay notes, a little bit of faint tobacco, warm spices, cinnamon, black pepper, just solid kind of medium body strength profile. Um, Kind of really continued in the second third. I thought the second third was a little bit stronger than the first. Um, but the cigar was just still on the drier end of the spectrum, I thought. In the final third, it just kind of got a little sharp with some mineral notes. Um, Still medium strength of body. I had a good burn and draw. Yeah, it was just kind of, yeah. John?
It's funny that June says he feels like this is down the middle for AJ because as soon as I lit it up, I was like, "Oh wow, he actually let Eladio blend in the factory." I'm quite surprised because, like, to me,
Oh,
this like when I think of Dominican cigar makers blending with Nicaraguan tobacco, this is exactly what happens in my head. Like,
Well, I don't know that there's any Nicaraguan tobacco in this.
oh, really? That's
Yeah,
interesting. Well,
no,
then that makes a lot of sense.
this was blended in the DR.
yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, then that makes sense.
What the heck?
Because to me it didn't taste at all
Don't
like I
believe
didn't
in
get
everything
any of
you
that.
read, you guys.
I mean, I feel like I've certainly sampled enough of AJ's wares over the years now that I could put a fingerprint on it. And to me, I was like, yeah, this is what happens, when you try to get DR meets Nicaragua from the DR side, this is what you get. And like Seth was saying, you get this really dry profile with some spices in there, and it's okay. Like it's got some moments of really nice clarity, but like overall, it just doesn't seem like the profile comes together. And I thought it had a nice start to it. Like I thought it had like this really nice kind of creamy bread, restrained woodiness, kind of dry profile with a little bit of jalapeno in the post draw, but not like not blasty, just kind of little lingering spice. some chocolate notes, a little bit of hay, and I'm like, okay, like maybe this is going somewhere. And then a lot of that just kind of dropped off, and it just became so soft for me in the second third that it was just kind of creamy bread and wood, a little bit of raisin sweetness. So it was pleasant, but I don't know, it just didn't really go anywhere for me. And then last third was kind of really wood forward with earth in the post draw, and so and unfortunately, I had some burn issues. Cigar went out on me in the first third, requiring a relight, and then had to do a touch up, and it was kind of wavy through the whole review. Measured the draw, 35 inches of water. Anyone wanna speculate there? 35 inches
That's
of
good,
water.
right?
That's good. Yeah,
No,
yeah. I mean, it's slightly
that's
towards
cool.
the
Yeah,
open spectrum, but that's kind of where you want it. 35 to 45, it looks like is kind of the sweet spot. So draw was excellent, but I call it above average for the profile for me. Aaron, what about you?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with toasted cedar and cinnamon forward baking spice. Got some earth that joined in pretty quickly, and then the baking spice lost the cinnamon forward profile. Later, the baking spice transitioned to black pepper and then mellowed. Second, third saw the toast level increase, and it built up as the third went along, and some light creaminess also joined in. And then the final third saw the cedar become a bit damp and some light bitterness joined into the profile. I thought it just had an average flavor profile throughout. The cinnamon forward baking spice was a nice touch early on, but it didn't really last all that long. I would have enjoyed that to stay around quite a bit longer, but not to be. But overall, not a cigar I'd see myself coming back to. But I think, like Jiunn said, if you're an AJ fan, definitely give it a shot. The price point's nice. If you're a budget cigar fan, try it out as well, just to see what you think about it. All right, getting into the scores, we're going to start at the top with Jiunn at 6.1. John gave it a 5.8. Seth gave it a 5.6, and I gave it a 5.55. So, Jiunn, how'd that 6.1 match up for you?
um, it's average taste, like flavor tasting, with really good typical AJ construction. So, but it's not something that I would return to.
Right. All right, John, 5.8.
Yeah, it's above average flavor with okay construction. I will say the smoking time was out of this world. It was like 2 hours and 41 minutes, which is pretty nutter butters. So for $9, pretty good value if you're really into AJ, but I need something more. It's just not for me.
All right, Seth, 5.6.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not a bad cigar. It's not a great cigar either. It's one of those. I didn't get any AJ qualities for it. I mean, I thought it was an interesting to have Eladio do it. At the same time, I'm not as blown away by Eladio or what he's been doing since he left Davidoff. So I think it was kind of like a little name game. But in terms of the cigar, it's not bad. It's not great. It's a good price. It's also just one of those things. Like I think if you like Eladio, you probably might go to as an affordable stick, but for AJ, it's one of those things. I think the people who really like AJ stuff, they'd be like, this really doesn't smoke like anything AJ does.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely the cheapest thing that Eladio's done. So if you like his style,
Oh,
then this would
way,
be your
Yeah.
entry point.
yeah, way cheaper. You know,
Like half.
My 5.55 matches
Third.
up well. Average flavor profile throughout. Burn was a little bit wavy and had to do a touch up on it, but otherwise the draw was good, but still mid fives. Yeah, I don't care about the price point. I'm not gonna really gonna come back to it. So, all right, final thoughts from you guys?
I
I don't.
mean,
I mean, I don't really get the collab because well, I don't get collabs at all. First of all, collabs are dumb. Just throwing it out there. Collabs are dumb. They pretty much never work. And you couldn't get two blenders that are further apart. You know what I mean? Like AJ is so far into the full-bodied Nicaraguan spectrum, and Eladio is so far into the light-bodied Dominican spectrum. I don't even know how that conversation went. It was all in Spanish, so I wouldn't have understood most of it. But
no, he said, "Come to my agent room, pick something."
Could
he's
be.
I
very
could
good.
translate that in Google right now.
He's very good. He's very good. You will like it.
Come,
Very good.
come to my
it,
agent room.
it's it's one of those. I see what John's saying, and I agree with it. They're both very different style cigars. and it has nothing to even just do with the DR Nicaragua. It's just really different. Um, that neither one of them really speaks. It doesn't speak to either one of them. I don't see. I don't know. I don't see this.
Eladio smokers aren't coming over to AJ, and AJ smokers aren't
No,
coming over to Eladio.
Yeah.
no.
I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
Good
for
point.
$9.
No.
Yeah, but that would be more for
No.
the AJ smokers. But
Hmm.
all right, wherever you catch this video, be sure to like and subscribe, but check out the full written review on the website, developingpalace.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
Enclave.